What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we got something pretty cool to talk about, and that is, well, we can't do it ourselves because we don't quite have a giant killer Fairy Queen Vesa and a giant killer Lord of Fear Aspen, but you know who does? JC does. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take a look at some screenshots of damage he's done, and we're gonna talk about the team composition. Now we do have to try to figure out a way to compare this because the only reference we have for JC's account was last month, and last month we had Sacrifice, so we were doing like 5 trillion plus, or sorry, 5 quadrillion plus every single time. Actually, what was our record? Quadrillion. I know I put that in there somewhere. 5 quadrillion. Yeah, we actually managed to hit that. Pretty insane. 5.5 quadrillion 179 trillion. That's just a crazy number to even think about. But yeah, let's jump on. Let's look at the screenshots first, and then we're gonna go talk about why the setup is the way it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it. So one thing that you will notice with this lineup and the damage numbers we're about to show you is the RNG is a little bit killer, and for reasons we'll go into a little bit later in this video. But just know having 2 different damage dealers is tricky because silencing or being silenced becomes a very real issue, because of course you need to keep the energy feed setup going up, you need the Ignis, you need the Olivia. So the only thing you can do is literally, like, you've seen earlier today how our Lord of Fear Aspen setup works. Well, you have to do that, but just add in a damage dealer Vesa and swap their positions, because Vesa is the better damage dealer overall. But the tricky thing is about having both of these heroes is one thrives if you have a giant killer Defier, the Fairy Queen Vesa, at very high HP pools, whereas Lord of Fear Aspen wants to be 60% or less. So you'll see here, it's a respectable damage number here, 661 trillion. That's pretty good because you see the E14. But the next attempt with the RNG that we're going to talk about went up to 1.4 quadrillion, and then the third attempt went even higher. So you'll see Vesa is doing the majority, but the Aspen is doing very well as well. The last attempt, 1.8 quadrillion. I keep wanting to say trillion every time, but it is a full quadrillion. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty good, right? The damage definitely heavily onto the Vesa. So you kind of have to weigh out, is it better running a Lord of Fear Aspen as your second damage dealer, or would this number be higher with a Gerke? I'm hoping JC gives us a test tomorrow, or maybe we can run it ourselves. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to communicate with him and see what he'll let us do, if we can record anything. Maybe if we do like a live stream tonight or something, we can snag the account and do it. We'll have to see though, and we have to get more information about what HP levels this damage was done with. But even just as it is, I mean, that is a crazy high good damage number. It's better than what I do, as you guys have seen. So let's jump into his account. Let's show you guys why this setup is the way it is. So sadly, we actually can't get on the account right now. We won't be able to get on until tomorrow, but I still want to let you guys know about this team. So we're going to zoom in right here and talk about a couple things. You know the monster, we got the snake, so that is what it is. Let's look at these 6 heroes here. Man, it gets grainy when you zoom in when it's not a screenshot that I take. Okay, so this is basically the normal setup. Basically what we have with the Lord of Fear Aspen is you have going first, you know, Mystic Fairy Freya. She's going to be running a Demon Bell. You're going to have Fairy Queen Vesa going second this time, and she's going to have an Antlers Cane. After that, you're going to have to run a Scarlet Queen Halor in the 3rd slot with that Demon Bell, because between these 2 heroes, that's what's going to be giving Ignis the energy feed. Now, the only other thing that I could kind of hope or think would make this even better is if down here, instead of an Olivia, you ran a second Ignis, because that would mean more actives for the Lord of Fear Aspen. But that might not be as good, because you know Olivia is like the best support hero to have on your account nowadays. You just always want to build her. The Lord of Fear Aspen is interesting because when you guys have watched our video earlier today, you'll notice that sometimes the Scarlet Queen Halora is already silenced and doesn't get to do that energy feed, which means your main damage dealer, in our case, the Lord of Fear Aspen in slot 2 going second, is going to run into a little bit of an issue, and that is not getting the energy feed from the Ignis, because Ignis doesn't have enough energy. Now, the problem that you run into this one is normally I would be running a Fairy Queen Vesta 4th with a Lucky Candy Bar. That way, she's not going to be affected by the crowd control. She's not going to get silenced. She's only ever going to be horrified, and she should get an active off every round, keeping the team shielded, healed, and all that fun stuff. Now, the issue that comes in when you put a Lord of Fear Aspen in 4th is you're going to want to run him with an Antlers cane, just like you are with the Fairy Queen Vesta. So both of these heroes are completely offensive. They're giant killer copies, and they're wearing those Antlers cane to put out some crazy high damage numbers. What happens here is going 4th, you get silenced quite often. And that might be part of the issue right here. The only other thing I could possibly think is, instead of this Olivia right here, running a 9-star super squishy Ignis copy to give him control immunity. Although I don't even know if that works properly. It might be something for us to test on our second account to see if that control immunity actually happens. I don't know if you can be silenced. Might be something for us to test out in this video, actually, because I'm wondering if the damage bonus provided, and I mean, because it seemed like this doesn't need the survivability from the Olivia. I don't think. I think the Olivia's 50% damage reduction isn't quite necessary. We'll actually jump on over, because what we're talking about, just so you guys get a little better context, is when she is up to V, what is it? 3? Yeah, the shrink. The base attack shrinks one random enemy. They receive 40% more damage while reducing the damage they deal by 60%. That is significant, but I'm wondering if I actually don't even need a 10-star, just need a 9-star Ignis. 9-star Ignis, I think, gives 100% control immunity. I mean, 10-star I know does. I think she gets this node at 9, and you get this one at 10-star, though. So it does give 100% control immunity, but is 100% enough? I don't know. Honestly, we just jump onto one of our random accounts here. I'm just going to try something real quick. Let's just go into our guild, Star Expedition. We don't even actually do anything on... Oh my god, this guild is dead. Okay, hold on. Let's move on over to our free-to-play real quick, because I know we're in a guild. I just don't... Oh god, I hope this guild isn't dead too. Oh, it's kind of a dead guild as well. Uh-oh. So yeah, we can't quite test. I mean, I guess we can, because we can see if this does give him control immunity or not. I don't know if it does necessarily, to not be silenced. I think the issue is also the speed. I think we need to try to throw it in the Drake and see if the Drake can survive, because we need someone that goes later in the combat to see if it gives that immunity. I mean, he hasn't gotten any yet. The problem is he's very squishy, so we might need to put it on our other hero. Yeah, guys, we don't really do this much. We might need to grind one of these out real quick too. So let's just do 10 attacks real quick in here as well. Don't really care. Oh, what am I doing? Come on. Let's get to the testing. Let's get to, I don't even care about what we have equipped. I just want another attempt, and we want to throw it on a different hero that's a little tankier to see. But we want someone that's going like 3rd optimally, so that the other two can potentially proc it to see if it really is, because maybe running a Suicide Ignis might be the route here. The problem is she's not still. So there's the conundrum we're in. We're in a conundrum here. Let's move you down to here in the front row and see. Oh my god. Just a day in life in Barry Gaming. Let's do 2 more attacks. Let's just get 2 more done here. Get 1 more in. Oh, I hate how like the skip button is shared across all these things here. Okay, there we go. So let's come in here, uncheck that. Let's see what happens with this. See if she gets silenced at all, or petrified or horrified or anything. She should technically not get any of them now, I think. So the Ignis does seem to work, it looks like. The 100% control immunity does work. But the problem with that is... Oh, well, she did actually get silenced right there, which is interesting. So maybe it isn't enough. It's interesting. I don't know. This is it's a tricky situation. It doesn't look like 100% is quite enough. So it would be something worth testing. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to try out? Should we try like another Ignis in the lineup? Because like we could just put a regular Ignis with Candy Bar in. That way she guarantees feed that Lord of Fear Aspen actives. I don't know. This is a tricky one because these two heroes don't exactly synergize well. Lord of Fear Aspen and Vesa. One wants 60% and under, the other one wants higher. I don't know. You guys let me know. We'll try to do some testing and figure out some stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.